I'm back. I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. You still haven't managed to worthy up. Not to worry, let's get into this mess. Alright lads, welcome back. I hope you are all having a great day. The sun is shining here, so I am of course ridiculously happy. It just, it cheers me up. Anyway, before we get into today's video, which is almost married, which is fantastic by the way, I wanted to say thank you for all of the hypes, and I also wanted to say thank you to the channel members, aka the family read. We have Donna, Jules, Danny, Tanya, and Helgi. And thank you also to Melanie and to Miriam for grabbing stuff from my shop. I appreciate you all so much. Now lads, talking about this book, right? I did have to make an executive decision. Now we're just going to skim through a few pages because Samuel has taken what I can only describe as an Olympic level detour to say absolutely nothing, and between my dyslexia and whatever grammatical crime scene he's after creating here, it kind of feels like I'm reading a Robin Brown meets James Joyce Ulysses kind of a fever dream. But here's the gist of what he said, right? His family moved to Texas when he was 3. He has a younger brother, Danny Boy. I added the boy bit. He has several uncles. Now, the uncles, okay, they're so rich that they don't have to work, but they are alcoholics. And by the sound of it, they're probably incels. Make it that what you will. Now, he does want to let us know, spiritually speaking, he is definitely more Catholic than the Pope himself, right? This guy is the Catholic of the Catholic. So he has had 2 relationships before Mary. Over a 16-year relationship that was with a woman named Lisa. Now the other relationship, we don't find out anything about it. He doesn't even give us a name, right? But then, speaking my kind of language, because we are of course back to Mary. And Samuel continues. So how does someone that came from my background end up having an affair with a reality married TV star? Why me? Because she wanted it as much as I did. When we began talking daily, we were getting to know each other. She was telling me things she isn't able to share with many others. Most of the people in her inner circle don't understand the pressure she has in her life. I'd love to know what that pressure is. I mean, I think I could get by just getting paid, like, for the camera crew to just like follow me around. But anyway, he goes on. They think it's fun and exciting. It's a lot of really hard work. It's opening your entire life up to the world and having to shoulder not only the praise, but a mountain of criticism. I worry about when the cameras go away. She was thrown into this life of TV, but what they didn't tell her is that you will continue to get recognized by people and you never really get your normal back. This will be her new normal. Having people come up to her or want to have a say about everything going on in her life. Watching people stare at her without coming up to say hi. You just told me a minute ago people came up to her. All of her share of the money that was not equally doled out among everyone in the family will be spent, and she will be left with bills that she could afford but no longer can, plus the very high tax bill from the previous year when the money was great. You aren't prepared for that tax bill because the drop is coming. We talked about that a few times. She admitted she struggled financially when she was newly married. She said she knows they aren't prepared to shoulder the finances once the show is over. I kept telling her, write another book. It's easy money for you. You have the audience, but she wouldn't do it. She didn't feel she could. I wonder if she will write one after I send this out into the world. Well, you can keep fucking wondering, because we're on season 20 and she still hasn't. Now, I know that Mary has been teasing a book. I guarantee you. Oh, it's going to be some kind of self-help crap. I just know it is. Anyway, he continues, right? I guess we will all get to see it soon. Well, don't hold your breath. I was not looking for a relationship. I was not looking for Mary. I was just there. Right time, right place, right woman. We got along so well because we loved to talk to each other. I was learning about who she really is. She admitted to me many times she stifles a lot of what she thinks and says to protect him and the family. She told me he says a lot of mean or dumb things during filming and on the show, that she took the role of trying to clean up his messes. She said that was a pattern in their life. She would have to go behind oh, and play nice. I found after the affair ended, this is part of something in their cult life called keeping sweet. Now, do you remember he told us like that he studied theology for decades? That's what the man says, right? But he's saying that he doesn't understand this. I had to look it up when I first heard of it. I didn't even know how much the women in polygamy have to put up with. In my opinion, being on TV just escalates the amount of things she has to protect him and the family from. I learned a lot. None of it matched up from what I had seen on TV. None of it. That's why she confided in me so much. I was not judging her. I was compassionate. And I kept telling her, you did nothing wrong. You are perfect just the way you are. I encouraged her to start using her voice again. She told me she went mute for several years. Sorry, I shouldn't have. She went mute for several years because it's easier. I don't believe that's true, to be honest with you. She told me anytime she tried to speak up or defend herself, he would start a fight and begin yelling at her. She would cry and try to fight back, but it was no use. She said he stopped listening and just yelled and then stormed out. I do believe that to be true. That's the kind of guy he is. I told her that's emotional immaturity and avoidance. She says she knows. She knows that now, but for years she felt like there was something wrong with her. Every day I told her I thought she was perfect. I told her how beautiful she is and how much she needs to just be herself with me. I asked her to stay open to me. Ah, and she did. I had no idea how much pain that's in her heart. Secrets, stories, memories. All of those years, she's had to hide so much, she began hiding herself. She has an amazing personality. Calm down, Samuel. In the comfort and trust we shared, she started telling me things that shocked me, and we fell in love. I think this happened because God meant it to. Harry, I was meant to meet an unconditional love that I have always wanted. She was meant to find solace and a way out of her life that she felt stuck in. We both got what we wanted out of our affair, and we now have both paid a very public and humiliating price. I'm still here. I know, and I'm still me, and all of your other personalities. I haven't gone anywhere, and neither has she. She is fine. I am fine. We have both moved on from this. I am not perfect. She is. I'm not. I don't know why he repeated that, but I'm just reading out what the chap is after saying. For a while, I thought maybe I had fallen, that's what he says, in love with the idea of us. The idea or dream of us being together, but there is so much between us. We could both feel a connection. Too many things would happen that were not coincidences. The biggest clue for me that all of this was real is how hard I still defend her even now. I tell everyone she is an amazing woman. She is beautiful. If I had no empathy or was filled with anger, I would not be still trying to protect her. This is not a tell-all book. Yes, it is, and I've told you that before. It's a love story. It's my love story. She went on national TV and tried to sum up 6 months of our life together into 10 minutes of talking about me. I think that's why he's pissed off. 10 minutes of things that were both false and defamatory. Well, I don't think you can defame somebody who doesn't exist. I am not trying to hurt her. I'm trying to free her from the marriage she doesn't want anymore, free her from the lies and secrets that she has to hold on to, free her from the Mary that she doesn't want to be. Anything when inside she's screaming the words, this isn't a way to get a revenge. It's a ticket out of a life that no longer matches her heart. Oh, that was deep. I know she will never read this book. I guarantee it, you're very, very wrong. She may hear parts of it, but in my heart, I believe she's not going to sit down someday and read it. So I will say this to all of you, that's us, by the way. Help her, support her, love her. That's all she needs. She's going to stay there for now and continue to say and do things she doesn't really want to. Not she doesn't really want to do, just she doesn't really want to. She's going to go back to the old Mary that they all knew. She's not going to be my Mary, the one that laughed and cried, the woman that shared with me stories about her dad and grandmother. That Mary is in there somewhere. That's the one that I want to free. I thought I could love her enough. All right, lads, I got a second. I think what he's trying to say is, I thought if I could love her enough, she would walk away from all of the BS. I don't know why this chap didn't get this fucking thing proofread. Holy Mother of God, it's giving me a headache. Oh, anyway, he continues, right? But I wasn't good enough. Believe me, I tried so hard to take care of her. I wasn't enough. But someone out there, they can say something so profound to her, she will finally leave and live her life. Well, Holy Mother of God, do not hold your breath, because she's only basically just left this guy's arse. Oh, anyway, he continues, I pray every day for Mary and her child. I even pray for that family. I hope she remembers how much I love her in her quiet moments. I hope she knows that I'm still in love with her and always will be. I will always stay open to Mary as she stayed open for me for 6 months. She is welcome in my life as a friend. Someday she will understand why I wrote a book about us. It's going to take years to realize I wanted us to live on forever. This is the only way that I can make that happen. A love that comes once in a lifetime. How could I not try to immortalize it? How could I live with all of this in my heart and not share it? Let me tell you about this amazing woman I met. And finally, we are into chapter 2. So this is called Marching into Something Good. This will be slightly repetitive. That's not starting off very well. To get this chapter going, sorry about that. I am doing my best to keep the timeline accurate and follow the text messages and voicemails I have from our time together. There are a lot of them I have not posted. But if you would like to read the text or listen to the voicemails, you can visit my blog www.notbatmanyet.com. I have no idea what the last dot is for. Also, he just said he hasn't posted them, but he has posted them. Anyway, this guy is really advertising this blog. The first day of March 2015 for me was not supposed to be a special day. I was working in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma at my office. That's the way it's written, okay? I went to lunch. I had no plans for that night. Maybe a quick workout. I don't think that's true. But then the usual looking and replying to emails, making supper, cleaning up, maybe some TV or reading a book. Sometime in the afternoon, I decided to check my Twitter account. Now, he did at himself, right? And he tells us it's at not Batman yet. Dot. I think he's just adding the extra dot there. I've no fucking idea. I hadn't been using it much. I opened it up in October of 2014. I mostly looked at it when I remembered I had it, or one of my other personalities did. I'm sure I had less than 10 followers. I never cared at all about that kind of thing. Well, then, why did he act himself and tell us all to go and check it out? Oh, anyway, in truth, I don't understand why random strangers want to follow anyone. If you don't know them and they're a regular person, what's the connection? Especially if you don't begin a conversation to make a new friend. Do you know what? I fucking loved Twitter back in the day, right? I really did. Twitter was my place. Twitter was like, yeah, it just felt like home. It was like Reddit, but less feral. Reddit terrifies me. Oh, but then fucking Elon Musk took over Twitter and he destroyed it. He really did. Anyway, Sam was continuing, right? About talking to people on Twitter and getting followers. So he says, is it just to pad your following number count? This stuff is beyond me. That day I looked at my Twitter and I saw the finale of a show I had been watching was that night. I went to see if the woman I had talked to a few times before then was talking about it. She was. So I started making comments on the things that the show was putting out there and the things she was saying. We started communicating back and forth through the late afternoon. When the show Sister Wives came on that evening, I was watching it and again commentating. She started to favourite some of the things I said, so I sent her a wink to acknowledge I saw it. We started goofing around, making horny jokes. Sorry, I meant making corny jokes back and forth the rest of the night. It was fun to see what she had to say about what was going on in the show. She had to divorce her husband in an effort to allow him to adopt the brats and Dayton of one of the other sister wives. It was a selfless act of love. She sacrificed her 20-year marriage for her family. No, she didn't. It eventually paid off as the kids were legally adopted. That night, after the show aired, the rest of the evening I was commenting. I don't know why he's writing like this, but I'm just reading out what he has written, okay? And finally decided to call it a night. Mary started following me. I didn't realize it until the next day. She sent me a private message thanking me for the fun evening. She said, I have to say it was a lot of fun. Thank you. You're hilarious. Too much fun. Sorry you were bummed out. Glad to help you feel better. That's what she wrote. It doesn't make any sense. The next morning I woke up and saw she added me. I also saw she sent me that message and another one wishing me a happy birthday. March 2nd was my 42nd birthday. This is so repetitive. We've just read this. I replied something cool. That's what he wrote. I replied something cool. Like, thanks, you are very intriguing. And to me, that was it. I had no idea we would continue to talk. She sent me back a reply a few minutes later saying, intriguing, huh? Question mark. Ha ha. Thanks, smiley face. Although I thought, well, that's it this time. No more. And it was fine because I thought it was cool we talked a little bit. I went into work and went on with my day. That evening, I was supposed to get dressed up, meet my friends at a birthday dinner downtown for Mexican food. Instead, I got home and kind of crashed on the couch. I admit I was feeling sorry for myself. Another birthday with no parents, no little brother, Danny Boy, around. Where's all his kids? He's supposed to have like 6 kids. My immediate family had all passed away years before. I had no wife, no kids, no girlfriend. I was in full on pity party. I got dressed and ready to go, and then I sat back down. I checked my Twitter again and saw a few more messages from Mary. I thought that was cool and started replying. I began asking her random questions, getting to know her. She began asking me questions about my life. She asked me why I didn't have a lady in my life. I think we all know the answer to that. At the time, I glossed over it, not thinking anything about it. I think that was her first attempt to gauge, to see if I was open to talking to her more. I blame both of us laughing and having a lot of fun. These two, right? These two, according to him, right? They're just fucking continuously laughing. Anyway, he blames the laughing and having a lot of fun talking to each other the previous night. It turns out she's got a killer sense of humour. I don't think she has. I did not expect that from her. I thought she was a conservative, quiet, kind woman. She is, but she's got a very dynamic personality once you get to know her. We were talking back and forth so much. I didn't realize how late it had gotten. I blew off my dinner. I didn't realize it. I love when American people said I blew off something because that means something entirely different here. But I have just started to use it. It's kind of like verboten. I just like to throw it into a conversation, you know. Oh yeah, I blew off the milkman this morning. I don't know why, but it just comes out. Anyway, Sam says, I blew off my dinner and didn't realize it. I finally texted my friend Lindsay, that's just your other personality, and told her I was not in the mood. I was really enjoying the conversation with Mary. We ended up talking until 2 a.m. Central Time. It was insane. We talked about everything. Still, you guessed it, making each other laugh, but also deeper things. We were really getting to know each other. It didn't feel like it was wrong. She wanted to talk to me. She could have stopped at any time. So could I. We began to share our hurts and love. Both of us grew up being taken care of, but not feeling completely sure of ourselves. Her family was full of moms and kids. Her upbringing was so different than mine. Her dad had a few wives and lived the principle. It's a fundamentalist Mormon belief that plural marriage is essential for obtaining the highest level of exaltation in the celestial kingdom. Now, don't ask me what that means exactly, because I still don't understand it. Well, do you know what? Do you remember he said that he studied theology for decades? I didn't, right? I studied Irish history, but even I know what this means. Even I know. It just means that like they get a kingdom, or not a kingdom, they get a planet, right? That's what that means. They get their own planet. I love that for them, by the way. Anyway, he goes on. Most of the time, she told me things. I had to Google it or ask her a million questions. In my opinion, if you have a calling from God to live the polygamous lifestyle, you find someone that also believes in the principle and begin courting. You have to ask permission from the church elders, priesthood first. Just reading it again as it is written. I'm probably getting that part wrong. That's how little I fully understand it. Well, then all your decades of studying theology was shite. You wasted all that time. You don't even understand this bit. Oh, anyway, he continues. It's also why I'm not going to get much more into that part of the story. Good, because I don't do good when I'm bored. She felt it was the way she wanted to live her life. She grew up in it and believes wholeheartedly in the life. But after so many years in her marriage, she started to change and wanted someone for herself. She fell out of love. That's what she told me early on. She would always love him for all of their history and for their child together, as well as all the other children in her life. That I do not believe. But she was no longer feeling in love with him. That's why they fought off and on. That's why the intimacy was off and on. And that's why she was talking to me, I think. She needed me. She wanted to get to know me because I was everything he was not. Well, you are a woman. Cody, I'm sure, is definitely not a woman. I am the exact opposite of him. Correct again, because you're a woman. I'm kind all of the time. I'm thoughtful and sweet. He's very feckin' big of himself. I'm very affectionate and love saying sweet nicknames. I am attentive and available 24/7. Feckin' hell. This guy, right? This guy has 6 companies. How the hell is he available 24/7? I have none of that going on in my life, right? But 24/7? Not a feckin' chance. Anyway, he continues. She was not at all used to someone being in her life like that. Neither would I be. 24/7 is overkill for me. And there I was, all she was missing. She started talking to me about her day over the next few weeks. We fell into a routine from the first night she called me, the night after my birthday, until the end of March. We spent several hours talking, morning until night. Oh, fair play to you. Fair play to you is all I can say. When we weren't on the phone, we were texting. When we had time, we would both sneak off for the quickie. Or sorry, I meant we would both sneak off for quick phone calls. Even driving different places, we would phone each other. It was one of those new friendships that you can't get enough of. I've never had that. I've never had a friendship like that before in my whole entire life. Never. Oh, did anybody else? Is that just me? I've no idea now. I feel like I might have been missing out. I know for me, she was very interesting. She always had some funny story or some great insight into life. We talked about everything. There was no topic off limits, including our sex lives. Well, hurry up and get to it. Mine wasn't that interesting since my last relationship had ended very badly and had been months prior to meeting Mary. Mary had not been intimate with her husband since February of 2015. Oh, is that true? Hang on, where are we in the rewatch? Shit, I didn't read this bit. I should have found out where we were in the rewatch. Anyway, he's saying February of 2015. She said he had gotten into a huge fight and just didn't want him in that way anymore. He wasn't treating her very nicely, and for her to be intimate, she needs that connection. She needs to feel loved and appreciated. I understood that. I'm the same way, to a point. I like all day flirting, which may or may not lead somewhere that night. I like small surprises or corny jokes, just to make a woman laugh. I go out of my way to make someone feel special. She loved that about me. She kept remarking how sweet I was to her. She didn't deserve my friendship. The feelings didn't start developing right away. We were both so excited to have a new friend. We didn't recognize that we jumped from being casual friends right into we are in love. We skipped over getting to know each other. Well, that's always a mistake. Well enough to talk about some big issues. That's what happens when you meet someone you are really into. You forget yourself and you let your heart lead. Mary was leading us into a really scary place, and neither one of us wanted to quit. I had offered to stop talking to her a few times while I was battling my own guilt over the flirtations. She said, "Don't you dare. I won't let you." She told me she liked talking to me and we weren't doing anything wrong. We both had not crossed any lines, but the flirting had already started and it was daily. In my mind, she was a divorced woman. She told me yes, she considered herself still married. But it was complicated. She started telling me stories. She said her history is with him is why she wasn't happy anymore. Things were complicated and he was not listening to her feelings or her needs. He wouldn't bang this woman. She said even on date nights together, he would always do what he wanted to do and she just had to go along with it. She said it was a way to get one-on-one time with him, so it was her only choice. The few times we went to something, hang on, hang on. This is Mary talking, okay? Mary says, he's not telling me that though. The few times they went to something she wanted to do, it was always her planning it and him complaining that her plans would change a lot before they went. Now, I am never one to pick up for Cody Brown, but that would do my feckin' head in. She is a type A personality. We know, Sam, we watched the show. She's a planner, organized, very well prepared in all things. With me, I wing everything. I don't plan at all. I think up something and I go for it. That was hard for her to adjust to at first. And my schedule, with her schedule was a huge obstacle. Our times were so off that we both had to make time for each other. I thought he was available 24/7 though. I honestly don't know how two managed it. Hang on. I think what he's trying to say is, I honestly don't know how we managed it, but again, proofread, and jeepers, spell check, lads, feckin' hell. Anyway, he goes on, it was a miracle that we both found time to spend together each day. Thinking about it now, that shows me how much we cared. It makes me smile as I type that out. That's sweet. I thank her for that. So, when did we really start talking on the phone? Hang on, lads, we're getting receipts. Well, here's my proof for at least a few days. Okay, let me explain this, right? It says in the corner, My Horizon Home. This is a phone bill, okay? Let's read it. The 3rd of March, 2:31 a.m., they spoke on the phone for 4 minutes, right? Also on the 3rd of March, 2:32 p.m., they spoke on the phone for 54 minutes. Oh, also on the 3rd of March, this is the same fucking day, at 8:45 p.m., they spoke on the phone for 58 minutes. Oh God, what I would have done to be a fly on the wall. Well, do you know what? He leaked them all. Thank God. Thank God for this person. Do you know what? I want to give him a Pulitzer Prize now. That's what I want Samuel to get. Anyway, he's going on. These are my cell phone records. I blacked out her number. I'm not going to write that in a book. This is the date and times we talked, as well as how long we talked for. The very first phone calls was March 3rd. I know, I just fucking looked at it. 2015 at 2:31 a.m. Central Time. It lasted 4 minutes. She said hello. I said, look at you calling a complete stranger off of Twitter. And we both laughed. These two are always fucking hysterical. We had talked before for months before the night we talked on Twitter, but not on the phone. Then she wished me a happy birthday, and I said to her, why do you have to be married? You are perfect for me. This is the first night, right? This is the first night he's saying this to her, which made her gasp. I heard it. She later admitted that no one had ever said that to her before. We continued to talk on the phone a lot, more than we should have. But just to go back, right, she said that nobody ever did that to her before. She's only ever been with Cody Brown. She got married when she was a kid, you know. Sam is not in that much competition. Oh, hang on, we're getting another receipt here. This is the 3rd of March. Hang on. The 3rd of March at 2:23 p.m., 54 minutes. Also the 3rd of March, right? 8:45, 58 minutes. Then we're on to the 4th of March, right? Oh, hang on. This is 10:15 a.m., 1 minute. Why would you only talk for a minute though? Unless somebody walked in or something. Also on that day, right? 21 minutes past 10 in the morning. They were talking for 36 minutes. Then again, right, the same fucking morning, 9 minutes past 11, 63 minutes. Oh, then we're not finished for that day, right? Because at 12:15, they were talking for 79 minutes. Oh my goodness, who has that much time, right? Because a while ago, he's just told us how busy she is, how hard our life is, you know, doing the show. I reckon I could do that show. I don't think I could have this much conversation though. Oh, jeepers. I wouldn't be able for it. Anyway, he's continuing. Each time was around an hour. At night, after I got home and settled, we began talking for hours. You just told me an hour. Sometimes until 2 in the morning. We couldn't hang up. The cool thing about us talking so much is we never had one of those awkward pauses, the kind where you don't know what to say. That wasn't us. One of us always had something to say, or we would be laughing hysterically, the fucking laughter, so hard we couldn't stop trying to make each other laugh with jokes. The best thing about talking to Mary. Now I'm singing Shania Twain because I was thinking about Cody. The best thing about talking to Mary was how funny she really is. She is a smart ass, but it catches you off guard. She is so smart that when she says a smart ass comment, it hit me so hard. I didn't catch it. Then she would laugh at her own joke. That's really fucking pathetic, which would make me laugh too. And then it would dawn on me what she said. I have a very big, get your mind out of gutter, lads, loud laugh. I throw my head back, and if it's real funny, I hold my heart bend over. A little, and crack up laughing, almost folded in half. She was making me laugh so hard. Some nights my rib cage hurt the next day. We laughed so hard. This is why, right? This is why I told this guy at the start of this book. Like, everybody needs a bit of help, everybody needs a bit of therapy, but I think some people also need a fucking mood stabilizer. Holy mother of God. Anyway, he goes on. We laughed so hard about the smallest things. I told her stories about how dumb I had been. Or sometimes I would ask a really dumb question and she would just die laughing. I'm telling you, mood stabilizers. That would turn into an hour later, bringing it up again. What? And we would crack up all over again. Fucking hell, these people. Anyway, he's going on. This time adding in more jokes to go with it. We laughed when she filmed the finale from the latest season where she was crying, remembering our time together. Hang on, I have to reread that because he's just jumping around. Okay, so they're laughing, right? They're cracking up laughing. When she filmed the finale from the latest season where she was crying, oh yeah, okay, remembering our time together. Full stop, right? Now we're on to something different. The reason why she was so emotional is because we honestly laughed every day, every single day. God, I miss that. That part of us makes me miss her just thinking about it. It also makes me it also makes me want to cry because I remember how good it felt to laugh like that. No one but my friend Lindsay can make me laugh so hard that I can't breathe. Mary did all of the time, and I loved her for that. Laughing with her made my day go by quicker. What the hell were you doing? You were on the phone fucking 24 hours a day. Like, that's all that they were doing. Oh, anyway, he also says, it made me want to talk to her even more than I already was. Laughing with her just made me feel so damn good. All right, then. It was my way to impress her. If I could get her laughing, I knew she would like me. I wanted her to like me because I really liked her a lot. We said that in those quiet moments, we would sigh and one of us would say, I just really like you. After the first day of talking, after the first day of talking on the phone, she mentioned to me the next day that she was going to Disneyland on Saturday. Oh, I was waiting for all of this bit. Oh, this is going to get good. She said to me in a text, so if you are wanting to fly out this weekend, Disneyland is a fun place to go. Just saying, winky face. I didn't really know what to think. I told her I or one of my other personalities would look into it, and I did. It was a casual comment, and I thought she was inviting me to be nice or just to have something to talk about, but she was serious. She wanted me to come to Disneyland with her and her kid. Later that day, we were texting again, and she said to me, Lord, give me strength to get through this next hour. I've got a lot to say and do the right things. Don't know what that means. Say something funny to make me relax and distress. Lol. Literally, that's what it says, right? LOL. I'll call you in like an hour or so. Winky face. I had no idea what she was doing or what was so stressful. This was on March the 3rd, 2015. She was filming that scene where her sister wife came over to her house to ask if they could make amends. Oh, he's talking about Janelle. Right before they started filming, I was texting her the funny story she wanted to laugh at. I had kicked one of my designer pillows into a lamp and broke it. Who the hell would say that, my designer pillow? I sent her a photo of the broken lamp. It was funny at the time. You had to be there, kind of a thing. Okay, we'll have to take your word for that. When you see her texting on the show, that was me. And as she's walking over, she texted me, "Here we go." That's what he said. She called me afterwards and only explained a little bit. What she told me was her history with her sister wife was not the best. From early on, they had issues. They had fights over small things, but it was deeper things that she knew would need to be fixed. She said over the years, the anger towards each other had grown and that her sister wife would get physical with her during bad arguments. She told me in one really bad argument she was pregnant with her child and her sister wife grabbed her by the shoulders and kneed her right where the baby was. She said it angered her so much and worried her that she did not want to see or talk to that sister wife for months. Oh my God. Hang on. We have to talk about this in a sec. And she didn't. She said she kept her distance and learned to become civil. She said she immediately told her husband what had happened, but he didn't do anything. He chalked it up to women being mean to each other and that she felt really alone in her pain and feelings. She said ever since that day, she no longer trusted her sister wife, and the relationship went from friendly to non existent. I think that happened because Janelle used to be banging her brother. But let's talk about this argument, all right? Now, I know this is sister wives law. I guarantee you, this did not feckin' happen, and I'm going to tell you why, right? Look at my girl Janelle. Look at the height of her. There's no feckin' way, okay? There's no way she was lifting her knee. There's no way she was getting her knee up that high to kick Mary into the feckin' stomach. Also, think about it. There's no way that Janelle could be grabbing Mary by the shoulders. Like, she can't get her arms around Mary's neck. She's too feckin' small. Now, I know that McKelty did say, like, she confirmed that this was true. Now, this is what I believe to be true, right? Mary did tell Sam this, okay? Maybe it has gone through the family, but there's no feckin' way, there is no way that Janelle did this. Don't believe it. Anyway, he continues, right? She said she felt resentment and anger and really felt like there was no need to ever fix the relationship. I was very surprised to hear all of this. Why? Why would you be surprised? Like, if he believed that she had been kicked in the stomach when she was pregnant, why the hell would he be surprised? I asked her if she felt like now was a good time to mend broken fences, and she said she didn't want to. In truth, I also said I didn't care for that sister wife because what I had seen, in my opinion, portrayed a woman that was silently angry about a lot of things. In my opinion, she seemed very distant and full of shit. That's what he says. Whether that's wrong or right, it's my opinion. And I was never a fan of that sister wife. When I said all of this, she busted out laughing. She agreed on some of that and said she'd rather not talk about it anymore because it would get her into trouble. I told her until her sister wife got honest with herself and really took responsibility for half of the problems, she would never be able to heal anything with her. Mary agreed and said she felt her sister wife was never, ever really going to take responsibility for the problems or give her a sincere apology. And that was the last of us talking about that sister wife for months. Now I see we are getting into some back and forth text messaging. I am here for that. Anyway, that is our video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great day. Remember, I love you a long time. Slán.